Welcome everybody live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're at the Watkins Glen International Raceway here in Watkins Glen, New York. Getting ready to tackle on the 7-turn, 2.45-mile road course. It is getting ready to be an absolute banger here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the TNA Truck Series Season 4 Dash for Cash. Race number 5 of 12 presented to you by the Homerun Cafe. Ladies and gentlemen, the drivers are locked and loaded inside of their race cars. We are getting ready to go racing here tonight at the virtual Watkins Glen International Raceway. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your favorite driver here tonight? Starting on the pole, we'll have that for you in just a moment. The driver's getting ready to grid up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for 30 laps of action-packed racing here tonight. Bringing up the starting lineup on the pole tonight will be the number 10 WNW Dodge Ram from Asheville, North Carolina of Ty McIntosh. You'll see the front rows there on your screen. That'll be the starting 12 drivers in the front 6 rows. The drivers getting ready to lock themselves with the Hans devices inside of the race car, strapped up, ready to go racing. Looks like we got about 20 cars piling out the field here tonight to tackle on the Glen. Ladies and gentlemen, we will refresh the paint schemes on our screen to get everybody up and moving and make sure they have the appropriate schemes necessary for tonight's race event. Looks like we'll go ahead and get ready to kick off tonight's starting lineup. So we're waiting on a few more drivers on the pole here tonight from Asheville, North Carolina. Driving the number 10 Dodge Ram, it's Ty McIntosh. Starting on the outside of him, driving the number 14 Dodge Ram for Colleague Racing from Bristol, Tennessee, it's Everett Larson. Starting in the third place position, driving the Team Conti GG number 9 Silverado from Coleman, Alabama, it's Ty Robertson. Driving the number 91 Dodge Ram with Evans Reptiles on board, it's the Swamp Rabbit from Crawfordsville, Indiana of Aaron Evans. Zach Evans will shake out the Me-Fine number 6 Dodge Ram from Princeton, North Carolina. Starting in the 6th place spot on the outside will be the CJR HendrickCars.com Silverado of Chase Johnson. Mitchell Wilson will ride out the number 46 Toyota Tundra here tonight from Elkhart, Indiana. Michael Durham Jr. will fill out the 8th place spot in another Toyota in the Robin Hood 55. Nicholas Maynard will drive the 02 Maynard Motors Ford F-150 from the 9th place spot, with Adam Peeler to the outside of him driving that number 27 from Landrum, South Carolina. Trenton Johns will make the trip here tonight from Williamsburg, Kentucky to New York. He'll shake out the number 51 Silverado. Adam Peeler will shake out, we've already talked about him, in the number 27 Alan Hammerbeck driving the number 7738 Ride the Dente Chevy Silverado from Duncan, South Carolina, with Neil Rutt on the outside of him driving the number 66. Corey Tessner will ride out in the number 8 truck here from Greer, South Carolina. Does it appear that his scheme appears to load it in? Neither has John Michaels. We'll try to get that up to you in just a moment. Corey Tessner, Michael Ponder Jr., Dagan Barnes, Tony Cook, and Phil Bogdan will be the drivers shaking out the race here tonight. We also want to give a huge shout out to our series sponsor, the Homerun Cafe, bringing you all kinds of race fuel each and every single week, making sure you make the pit stop there soon to make sure you get all your refreshing needs. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to take on the race here tonight, we'll pull up tonight's keys of the race as we get ready to tackle on the oh-so-beautiful Watkins Glen International Speedway. Key number 1 is going to be stay on the racetrack. If you do not stay on the racetrack, you'll have probably an issue of going around. Looks like they will reset the paint schemes one more time and see if we can't get these drivers up and moving. Second scheme of the key of the night is going to be stay out of trouble early. And finally, the pit strategy. Who's going to do what, when, where, why? We'll talk more about the pit strategy in just a moment. Getting ready to hit through turn 6 and off of turn 7, 2.45-mile road course here tonight, 7 turns, located here in New York, opened in 1956. Getting ready to be one hell of a race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Peter the Pace Car is going to hang that left down on the pit lane. This time around, it's going to be in the hands of Ty McIntosh and Everett Larson on the front row. Getting ready to rip through the gears. Race number 5, Dash for Cash, Season 4, for the Truck Series, is live in New York. Heading across the front straightaway hard down into the braking zone. McIntosh goes door to door with Everett Larson. Ty Robertson shakes out the third place spot. Chase Johnson able to get through there. 3, 4, maybe 5 wide with the fan cam shot here out of turn 22. Heading up the S's here, Watkins Glen. Neil Rudd, Alan Hammerbeck side by side right there. Zach Evans driving this number 6 Me-Fine Dodge Ram. He's got a Cummins engine inside of this number 6 machine. We'll see how the road course program stacks up for M&D Motorsports this week. Heading down into the bus stop for the first time here tonight. It's Ty McIntosh leading the group, followed by Everett Larson, Ty Robertson, Aaron Evans, and Chase Johnson, the top 5 drivers off the end of the bus stop. Heading down through turn 5 and off the exit up the carousel. Going to swing wide right here. Everybody holding it together here on lap number 1. Got some awesome battles starting to pursue upon our way. Ty McIntosh leading the group down here the turn 6, ripping through the gears, trying to make something shake. Ty Robertson will be in the 3rd place spot. Everett Larson in 2nd. Ty McIntosh able to complete the first lap this time around, heading down into the hard braking zone of turn number 7. They'll head back to the start-finish line this time around. Ty McIntosh will lead the first lap here tonight in New York at Watkins Glen. 20 trucks pile out the 7-turn road course here tonight, 2.45 miles here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Got a battle back here. Nicholas Maynard, Trenton Johns going at it side by side, door to door. Trenton Johns still looking for that first race win inside of the A&A Truck Series. Maynard's able to clear himself over the front nose of the 51. They'll battle up the S's. Trenton Johns trying to make something work. Go here how he's able to get his foot down, but he's really loose off the exit of the S's. Headed down the back straightaway, headed turn 4. They're all going to go down into a hard braking zone here tonight, heading from about 135 miles an hour all the way down to about 95, 100. You see off the exit of the bus stop here, people getting sideways, really trying to collect the apron right there, get the truck rotated, get some brake bias dialed into this thing. You're watching Adam Peeler in his number 27 Nurse Aviator truck machine head off the exit of the carousel, flying down this front strut battle wheel. Switch the gears over to the 4th gear, heading towards turn 6. 400 brake markers was the topic in the garage earlier between most of the drivers. The sun's caught a cloud here early. This is going to be extra grip for the drivers out on the racetrack. Michael Durham Jr., Mitchell Wilson, Chase Johnson battle it out for the 5th place spot off turn 7. These boys absolutely going at it here. The Watkins Glen International Speedway. 20 of them piled out here. We got a wreck back here on the back half of the pack. Michael Ponder Jr., Phil Bogdan, go around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see what happened to the Dr. Michael Ponder Jr. heading up turn 6 down into turn 7. He was the first one to go around. This gets on the brake a little bit hard. It oversteps him. The number 13 goes around. Phil Bogdan slides in as well, trying to avoid the mayhem here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. They both go around. Looking back down on the main broadcast cam, looking out the out of the rear deck lid, of the race leader, Ty McIntosh, as he heads off turn 3, headed down the back straightaway towards the bus stop. Everett Larson rounds out that 2nd place spot. 3 Dodge Rams round out the top 3 positions. Ty Robertson rounds out the 4th place spot. Chase Johnson has the 5th place spot, followed by Michael Durham Jr. and that Robin Hood 55 Toyota in the 6th place spot. Mitchell Wilson has another Toyota, Ford, kind of spread out throughout the field. All kinds of different manufacturers working their way up and off up the carousel here at turn 5. A sweeping right-hander to get you down to about 75, 80 miles an hour. Really got to work it in there and get things up and moving. Nicholas Maynard is giving up a position right there to Zach Evans in that number 6 machine. He's actually caught up to the back half of this group. Michael Durham Jr. shipped wide right there by Chase Johnson, going at it here off the exit of turn 7. Towards the front straightaway, 28 laps to go here. The Go Bowling at the Glen. Inside of the Madness Racing League's total non-stop action truck series presented to you by the Homerun Cafe. It's been nothing but that. Total non-stop action up to this point. Let's get you down on the racetrack for tonight's first Madness Racing League. Fast and loud, road course style. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, cranking it up fast and loud at the Watkins Glen International Speedway. 25 laps to go here in the Go Bowling at the Glen. We'll kind of talk you up and kind of what we think may be in place and in store here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We heard and talked to the admins before the race and the drivers down in the garage area. Every single one of them drivers told us that they had somewhere between 28 and 27 laps in Sunoco Racing fuel at full max capacity. 30-lap race scheduled here tonight means that some point here tonight we will have a green flag pit stops with only local cautions. Look at Nicholas Maynard approaching the back bumper of the number 500cars.com Chevy Silverado of Chase Johnson. Nicholas Maynard, not one of our better road course races inside of the league, but he's all over the back bumper of Chase Johnson. Hounded him off turn 7. Heading off carousel turn 5 into turn 6. Nicholas Maynard routing out of the front half, trying to get around Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson defending pretty well right there. You see the flames pop out the tailpipe, but Chase Johnson will overdrive turn 6 down into turn 7. He'll give it up. Maynard will make the pass through turn 7. Here comes Trenton Johns battling door to door with Zach Evans. Adam Peeler has his own little battle with the team owner of Neil Rutt III. That's the battle for the 12th place spot. Alan Hammerbeck rolls back here in the 13th place position. Right now, though, Ty McIntosh is selling away with it. He's got about a 2.5, 2.6 second lead over Aaron Evans up the S's. You see that battle right here on your screen. You're watching the Swamp Rabbit Aaron Evans try to run down the driver in front of him, the race leader. And Ty McIntosh, the Crawfordsville, Indiana driver's had a decent season so far up to this season. You're riding on board. Look on the inside here, all bones and trying to get this reptile machine up and moving, slithering up through the field, no pun intended. Aaron Evans up 2 spots from where he started. But right behind him is the all-star truck for the Colleague Rim machine of Everett Larson. Everett Larson has spent the better half of the summer of the last month and a half or so with Corey LaJoie down at the Charlotte Motor Speedway participating in the annual summer shootout inside of the Legend Cars. Everett Larson has had the privilege and the opportunity to race for Corey LaJoie this summer. Everett Larson has almost had himself knocked on the victory lane door a couple times this season. Still waiting on the opportunity to find his way in the victory lane. You can check all that out on the YouTube page over on Flow Racing. Everett Larson, an up-and-coming racer coming from Bristol, Tennessee. He's in the 3rd place spot right now inside of the Madness Racing League's Truck Series. If there's ever one thing we could ever do on the Booty Scoot Racing channel is encourage you guys to buy a ticket to one of the races here on the Madness Racing League. You're looking out of the fan cam right now at the exit of turn 1 and 2. Watching the drivers absolutely go at it around the Watkins Glen International Speedway, heading up through the S's. This is one of the VIP seats here up the S's there in the mission braking zone. Look at this shot right here of Trenton Johns trying to chase down Chase Johnson and Nicholas Maynard. 4 trucks in a row. 23 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This is our spotter cam out of the exit of the bus cam. You got a spotter right here if you're one of these drivers out on the racetrack right now, just trying to make something shake. Look at this little battle back here between Neil Rutt III, Adam Peeler, and Alan Hammerbeck, who's starting to enter the battle back here on the road course. This is the loaded, the best seat in the house, the entrance into the braking zone in turn 6, heading towards turn 7 to go back towards the start-finish line. Several wrecks over the years have happened right here. Remember Connorsville, it's SVG, head-on shot right there to the outside safer barrier just last season. 22 laps to go out of the schedule, 30, meaning we're only working 8 laps completed here tonight at Watkins Glen. The conversation in the garage area earlier was when guys were going to start to talk about the pit stop strategy. That's what we were talking about earlier today. John Michael Bryant, Corey Tetzner going at it here. 22 laps to go on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The pit topic, what we were talking about just a second ago, was how many of these guys were going to maybe make the pit call to come down on lap number 15, number 16. Split the race right down the middle in half. 2 sets of tires on the pit lane and a full tank of Sunoco Racing fuel will get you to the end. Don't forget, folks, there is no full course cautions inside of the road courses here on the Madness Racing League. Only local cautions, meaning if these guys were to pile up maybe 6, 7, 8 cars, we might see a restack and a caution flag fly to rebundle up the field, maybe address some of the damage. But right now, though, these guys have been pretty much clear. Only 1 caution flag. Well, local caution up to this point. It's an event for Michael Ponder Jr. and Phil Bogdan. Corey Tetzner puts the bumper to the back of the 23 Gorilla Mine Dodge Ram machine of John Michael Bryant. Look at this battle taking place back here as Phil Bogdan's a lap down. He's out of the way for these two guys racing on the lead lap. Tony Cook has already lost a lap here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He's trying to just get out of the way of these two drivers going at it. Corey Tessner, John Michael Bryant. This is the battle for the 14th. In 15th place position, Tessner on the inside of the number 23 Stukin Dodge Ram of John Michael Bryant. He'll fight back down on the inside here through turn 7. John Michael Bryant's Gorilla Mine Dodge Ram pretty much collected on the bottom side right now. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to adventure throughout the race and try different lanes. Corey Tessner's hounding over the back bumper right now. We'll have to check the lap times, compare to each one another, and see exactly where they're at. Corey Tessner slips her over to the inside bumper. John Michael gets smothered on the outside. Heading off the exit of turn 2, heading through turns 3 up the S. It's Corey Tessner still on the right rear quarter panel of John Michael Bryant. Bryant keeps his foot in it, gets his nose across Tessner. Contact's made, and Tessner's in the outside wall. Contact to John Michael Bryant, and they both go around here off the exit of the S. Not an inch being given here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Contact there between the Boogeyman and Corey Riptide Tessner. Got it on camera. Watching that battle, Chase Johnson, Trenton John, Zach Evans go at it right here. This is the battle for, looks like, going to be the 8th place position when it's all said and done. We'll pull up tonight's battle box, send it away for our first commercial break of tonight. We'll thank our sponsors as we do so. 20 laps to go here in the Gold Bowling at the Glen. Ladies and gentlemen, pit stops right around the corner. Who's going to do what, when, where, and why? We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Awesome battle taking place up on our screen. It's the battle for the 8th place position. It's between Chase Johnson, Zach Evans, and Trenton Johns. These three guys absolutely going at it. Nicholas Maynard put some distance over Chase Johnson since making that pass about 4 laps ago. So see how things starting to shake out there. We've seen Ty Robertson make a pass around the 0-1 of Everett Larson, who's in the number 14 Dodge Ram here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But Aaron Evans has actually put about 36, maybe 40 car lengths between him and Ty Robertson right now. Ty Robertson just now heading off the exit of turn 7. Ty McIntosh, though, putting the belt to the ass here tonight at Watkins Glen. 6.5 second race lead for the Asheville, North Carolina driver of Ty McIntosh. We spoke with Ty McIntosh earlier in the garage area. We got one there loose as the goose on the back end. Chase Johnson going to bring it down on the pit lane for the number 5 HendrickCars.com machine with 18 laps to go. Could this be our first pit stop of the night? We'll watch Chase Johnson bring it on down the pit lane. Remember, folks, these guys are going to have to service and pit these trucks on the right side when it comes to, left side when it comes to Sunoco Racing Fuel, instead of just plugging in immediately when you jump over the walls. So Chase Johnson will overslide his box just a little bit. He'll slide in down on the pit lane. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing Fuel for Chase Johnson. Tony Cook will come down and grab a fresh set as well. So maybe green flag pit stops have started and found their way here tonight at Watkins Glen. Back to the race leader, Ty McIntosh, who's selling away with it by 6.3 seconds. Ty McIntosh listening into his crew. They're telling him, you're going to be coming in the pit here within the next 3 to 4 laps. You need to build a gap right now. Ty McIntosh says, do not tell me how to run the road courses. Let me do my thing. You see the lead that we're working with at the moment. Ty McIntosh's team is worrying right now that maybe somebody else in the field could be trying something different. We got one spun around there on the front half of the field. It's Michael Ponder Jr. in that 13 Dragon Ball Z Dodge Ram, He can't get it turned around because of all the traffic working up through the field. Ty McIntosh planning on a pit stop here soon, but when will the number 10 bring it down on the pit lane? Ty McIntosh in ass-whooping mode here tonight at Watkins Glen, but right behind him comes Aaron Evans. We'll check the leader's lap times compared to Aaron Evans. It's 1:14.0 flat for Aaron Evans compared to a 1:14.229 of the race leader, Ty McIntosh. Aaron Evans has saved a little bit of tire here on the long run, but Ty Robertson trying to work his way up through the lap traffic machine of Dagan Barnes, who's found himself a lap down here, the number 14 True Fit Chevy Silverado. Dagan Barnes, talked to him earlier in the garage area. He admitted he's not a road course racer. He couldn't wait to get to Chicagoland 2 weeks from now and get it all back out on the field and work and see how things work out. John Michael Bryant will bring it down on the pit lane. He's been pulled from the race car here tonight, and the J Money Motorsports 23 machine will be retired with 16 laps to go. A lot of commotion going on over the radio right now with the way that some guys are being raced. Michael Durham Jr. trying to get around the lap traffic of Dagan Barnes, and he'll do just that down into turn 1 and 2. Nicholas Maynard now will have to make the opportunity to try to get around the lap traffic machine of Dagan Barnes. Maynard holding himself pretty solid right now. Was not expecting this out of the Team Penske Development 02 machine of Nicholas Maynard. Not a road course racer, but he's scattered his way up here inside of the top 10, sitting 7th. And he's got a pretty decent strong lead right now over Trenton Johns, who's now starting to get hounded over the back bumper by the number 6 of Zach Evans. Neil Rutt the third, not having the race that he was looking for here tonight. Was expecting way more out of the 66 for MND Motorsports. Neil Rutt said if he had a sacrifice, giving up the better motor this week for a better road course racer on the team, he would do that, and maybe that could be what we're seeing out of the number 66 of Neil Rutt the third. Neil Rutt spent the better half of his week traveling up and down the East Coast, made the trip back from North Wilkesboro, didn't get back to the shop till Tuesday, had to get this truck all put together for Friday night's race here at the Watkins Glen International Raceway. Neil Rutt trying everything possible, got a race tomorrow night at the Wall Stadium, sitting in the 10th place spot right now at the road course. You see the gap right there to Aaron Evans, to the third place driver, Ty Robertson, who is just now being caught by Everett Larson. Everett Larson, part-time here tonight in the All-Star truck for the Madness Racing League. The Last Row Motorsports number 14 machine works off the exit of turn 2, putting together some corners right now, and listening down here on the pit lane, Ty Robertson's crew telling him to save some fuel. We're not going to pit. We're going to try to save. You should be able to go to the checkered flag. Ty Robertson going to try the impossible here at Watkins Glen. Here comes Adam Peeler down on the pit lane inside of this number 27 machine for the Nurse Aviator. He's pitting his Dodge Ram for M&D Motorsports. Adam Peeler asking for a little bit of a wedge adjustment. Needs to be a little bit freer off of the corners. They'll do it. Drop the jack on him. Peeler's on and off pit lane. Fortunately here, unlike the other years, and here comes Ty McIntosh, the race leader, down on the pit lane. Southern Speed Company, M&D Motorsports, making the pit call here tonight for Ty McIntosh. The Asheville, North Carolina driver will bring it down on the pit lane to service his number 10 truck. Ty Robertson will sail right on by and take the race lead this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Ty McIntosh heading down on the pit lane to service the number 10 truck. Ty McIntosh says we are going to do full tank of gas here, 4 fresh Goodyear tires. You need to put down some qualifying laps when you get back out on the racetrack. You have to go run down the number 9. We do not know what they're doing pit strategy-wise. Is Ty McIntosh's crew well aware of what could take place here tonight? Has anybody saved enough fuel for the long run? Aaron Evans looking for adjustment here. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing Fuel. They'll just match the race leader of Ty McIntosh, and we have a busy pit lane down here. Trenton Johns will take 4 fresh Goodyear tires in the victory. Chevy Silverado from Williamsburg, Kentucky. Alan Hammerbeck will ask for a chassis adjustment here at the road course for the Duncan, South Carolina ride. That intake Chili's machine. Dagan Barnes coming down on the pit lane in the True Fit number 14. He's got a 4 fresh Goodyear tires. They're telling Dagan that they are starting to see a little bit of heating wear and blisters on the tire of his machine. Adam Peeler had a pretty decent pit stop right there. He's already back up to the 12th place spot on the cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, green flag pit stops are fully on our way. Ty Robertson stays out on the racetrack. He's got the 2nd place driver and Everett Larson right behind him. Mitchell Wilson having an awesome race here tonight. Haven't talked much about the Wilson Racer 46 Ford F-150. Chevy, Ram, Ford, and Toyota round out the top 4 spots. Different manufacturers bringing out a piece here tonight, trying to make something work. Mitchell Wilson, don't forget about the Michael Durham Jr. fighting hard back here. Even Nicholas Maynard starting to show his nose into the picture of the battle for the race lead. He's up to the 5th place spot. Zach Evans starting to work up the S's. Neil Rutt, Ty McIntosh has been down to service his number 10 truck. He's back up to the 8th place spot through the cycle, heading up through the S's. He's got quite a bit of distance to make up right now if he wants to run down Ty Robertson, who's heading up the turn 5 carousel now, getting ready to go down towards turn 6 into turn 7. Everett Larson right on the back end, though. Mitchell Wilson trying to piece it all together. Riding on board Mitchell Wilson, he needs to put together some of the most perfect laps. You've seen hard on the braking zone right there into turn 6, all over the back bumper of the All-Star 14 truck of Everett Larson, heading down into turn 7. Up the exit of turn 7, do we get any takers this time around? No, we do not. Ty Robertson will pick up another lap here. Michael Durham Jr. will take another lap as well here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Nicholas Maynard will bring it down on the pit lane to service the 02 Maynard Motors Team Penske Development Ford F-150 for the first time here tonight. He'll have a buddy behind him, and it's Neil Rutt III from Union Beach, New Jersey. Nicholas Maynard says the truck feels amazing. I'm on cruise control right now. My leg is absolutely killing me. Feels like I do not have a cool suit. Nicholas Maynard falling out of the seat here. Watkins Glen, they're telling him to stay with it. Nicholas Maynard's guys haunt the crew. It's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing Fuel for the 02 Team Penske Development 02 machine of Nicholas Maynard. Neil Rutt III complaining of a loose in, loose off condition. This does not feel like a road course truck. What chassis did you guys bring here tonight? Neil Rutt not happy with the performance of his NR3 to team. Ty Robertson will bring him back down here in the turn 6, headed into turn 7. That's how quickly laps can pick off here at the Watkins Glen International Speedway. Dagan Barnes out front in the race leader right now of Ty Robertson. Could he be a roadblock for his teammate? He'll move right out of the way and let Ty Robertson and the rest of the group work their way out throughout the field. Mitchell Wilson holding strong here, the number 46 truck. 11 laps to go here to go bowling at the Glen. Does anybody else fear to bring it out on the pit lane? Do we have any more takers here tonight? We're hearing from the drivers over the radio that some of these guys may be able to make it fully on Sunoco Racing Fuel without a pit stop here tonight. These are the drivers like Everett Larson and Ty Robertson, who are currently 1-2 right now, who set back early and saved a little bit of Sunoco Racing Fuel. Michael Durham Jr. did the exact same thing, and it's moved him up to the 4th place spot here in the Robin Hood Toyota. But this is nothing that we do not expect every other week from the Burnside, Kentucky driver of Michael Durham Jr. Michael Durham Jr. picked up the win last season, at the Texas Motor Speedway. We were in the garage area earlier having a conversation with Michael Durham Jr. We asked him what he was looking for on the regular season, rest to go, and we'll pull up that remaining schedule for you. He said he could not wait to get to the Kentucky Speedway. We'll head to Chicagoland 2 weeks from now. He'll look to make the pass on the inside of the Dagan Barnes 14 Chevy, and he'll do just that out of turn 6 into turn 7. We'll go to Homestead, Charlotte, Kentucky, Iowa Auto Club, and then wrap it all up at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of the Homestead Miami Speedway, do not forget tomorrow night the Xfinity Series, or better known as the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series for the Madness Racing League, takes action tomorrow night at the Homestead Miami Speedway underneath the lights. We're going to be ripping the boards. It's going to be one hell of a show. But right now, we're having one of the better road course races we've ever seen here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. made a couple tweaks coming into tonight's road course race. Typically, we would have a competition caution flag fly about 12 to 13 laps into the event. Everybody would have an opportunity to maybe try to make a pit strategy off of that call, that competition caution, and or you knew that that competition caution flag was going to bunch everybody back up and really gave you the opportunity to go easy in the first half, learn the racetrack, and come back in the second half. But tonight, we've changed it all up. Drivers are going the entire 30 laps with no caution flag, and it's been a hell of a show here tonight. Adam Peeler's worked up another spot or two up from that green flag pit stop he made about 8 laps ago. Adam Peeler says the truck feels really good right now. We do not know at this current moment Adam Peeler's Sunoco Racing fuel mileage percentage. Did they save enough here for a long green flag run? Did they get the truck full? Here comes Michael Durham Jr. down on the pit lane. Michael Durham Jr. says the truck feels absolutely good. He'll take it the entire 21 laps, excuse me. The Burnside, Kentucky driver says we've given it all we have. Hopefully this is the right strategy call. He'll pull back out on the racetrack and have to merge back into the group that he was racing. We'll see how things shake out for Robin Hood Toyota machine of Michael Durham Jr. The driver who'll have to be racing will be Nicholas Maynard, who comes through turn 7 right now, going to make something work. Michael Durham Jr.'s crew's got him on and off the pit lane. As you see Nicholas Maynard there in the distance, that'll be the battle for position. Michael Durham Jr. Can his crew get him back off of the racetrack and back in front of Nicholas Maynard? They'll do just that. What a stop for the Toyota 55 Robin Hood machine of Michael Durham. That is critical right there for Michael Durham Jr. He'll never lose a spot and or gain a spot, especially being on fresh tires over Nicholas Maynard. Looking up here for the front half of the pack. 8 laps to go now as Ty Robertson has yet to bring it down on the pit lane. In pit, this Team Conti GG Chevy Silverado from Coleman, Alabama. Ty Robertson looking for that first Truck Series race of the series win of Season 4. He's yet to go to victory lane here. It's been one hell of a year so far here on this season, for the race leader, Ty Robertson. How do you imagine being the points sitting leader with don't have a win underneath your belt? That's how Ty Robertson feels here tonight. 2 top 5s out of the 4 races already ran on the regular season. You see how everybody shakes out on the point standings as they currently run. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not live and updated as they run with 8 laps to go here in the Go Bowling at the Glen, but it will be updated 2 weeks from now. Make sure you stick around, press that like button, press that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. Tons of guys starting to unlap themselves here on these green flag cycle pit stops or whatever the case may be. We'll give you one quick rundown here at the Watkins Glen International Raceway. Ty Robertson leads the bunch here tonight at Watkins Glen. Everett Larson in the second place spot in the All-Star Dodge Ram truck for Colleague Racing. And the third place spot belongs to Mitchell Wilson, who's been really competitive here tonight in this Elkhart, Indiana Ford F-150. An awesome performance here tonight for the 46. But it was Ty McIntosh who started the green flag pit stops here tonight, back on lap number 16. It was the number that was in the topic of the garage area, about 15 and 17 was the lap that you wanted to pit. If you were going to pit, pretty much split it halfway down the middle. Ty McIntosh has done just that. He's actually ran down a little bit of this race leader. You see the time on the left side of your screen. Ty McIntosh needs 14 seconds to run down Ty Robertson, and he'll have 7 laps to get it done. Heading up the S's here at Watkins Glen. Next person in line is the top 5 spot of Zach Evans. He is absolutely pulled out a genius pit strategy call here. He'll leapfrog 3 trucks there on that long green flag run cycle. Now Zach Evans has about a 22 car gap lead between that truck behind him and Aaron Evans. No relation between the two Evans boys. We know we say that weekly, but we don't want you to forget Zach Evans, a man of class with the mustache. Aaron Evans, the swamp rabbit, dirty, slithering his way up through the field week in and week out. Here comes the Crawfordsville, Indiana driver in the 6th place spot. That'll leave the wild child, Michael Durham Jr., working his way through the bus stop here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. And Maynard is held pretty strong right here in this number 02 machine. He's not had Michael Durham Jr. run away from him quite yet, but Michael Durham Jr. on brand new tires has an opportunity here any moment. Look at this battle taking place on our screen. Neil Rutt to third has looked like he's slowly emerged and caught the back bumper of his teammate. And you really shouldn't you shouldn't really matter or put yourself in the same shoes as Neil Rutt. He's driving as a driver and a team owner. That 27 truck belongs to Neil Rutt, so if he wants to put the bumper to it, make a dent into it or two, he can do that. Neil Rutt, though, slowly putting over the gap time in the braking zone of the 27. Nurse aviator of Adam Peeler, who's been peeling his way up through the field here tonight. Up one spot from where he started the event. Adam Peeler scored in the top 10 spot in the 9th place position. Behind him, the team owner, Neil Rutt, the third. You see Trenton Johns loose as a goose back there, trying to run away from Alan Hammerbeck in that number 77 truck. Alan Hammerbeck had a hell of a race 2 weeks ago at the Texas Motor Speedway. Alan Hammerbeck won his first career pole inside of the Madness Racing League at the 2009 Legacy Texas Motor Speedway. Alan Hammerbeck led over 27 laps, and here tonight at the road course, Alan Hammerbeck said he didn't expect to be competing for the win, but he said he would happily take a top 10, and he's in the 12th place spot, so it's not completely out of the picture yet for Alan Hammerbeck. He's absolutely wide open off the exit of turn 3, headed down the back straightaway towards the bus stop. But Alan Hammerbeck will be the last driver on the lead lap here. Dagan Barnes trying to get out of the way. 3 wide through the carousel. Adam Peeler and Neil Rutt the third has to get wider than your mom, if you know what I'm talking about. And whoa, off the exit of turn 5 in the carousel, headed towards 6. Neil Rutt has the momentum and the needed to make the pass around the 27. Does he look to the inside of Adam Peeler out of turn 6? Adam Peeler actually gets a little bit off the brake, a little bit too early, swings wide, but he's back in front of the number 66 of Neil Rutt. Neil Rutt will cut his teammate a breaker right there, let him slide back in the line, heading across the front straightaway. 5 laps to go here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, and Ty Robertson has driven away from Everett Larson in this number 14 Dodge Ram Colleague All-Star truck. But Mitchell Wilson has entered the battle. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Everett Larson's part-time here, not running for the point system in the truck series. Ty McIntosh trying to get around the guys in front of him. He's got the best set of tires on the racetrack compared to the race leaders and the guys in front of him. Ty McIntosh, 4 laps to go. He needs, wow, about a 10-second gap difference there. But Mitchell Wilson trying to make quick work of Everett Larson. This should help Ty McIntosh. 4 laps to go, heading up the exits. Mitchell Wilson, Ty McIntosh trying to close up the gap there to the guys in front of him. Everett Larson just mirror driving out the back half of this 14 Dodge Ram machine. And the go bowling at the Glen, it's been none of that. It has not been bowling all night long. 2 incidents that we've seen, 3 incidents, that we've seen up so far up to this point tonight. Ty McIntosh eating into the back bumper of the third and second place driver Everett Larson and Mitchell Wilson. Michael Ponder Jr. field bogged and crashed on lap number 4 here tonight. We've seen Michael Ponder go around once more on the front straightaway. Here comes Mitchell Wilson looking for the pass. He'll zoom by on the outside down in the turn 6. Down the third gear, into second gear out of turn 6. Down into turn 7, hard on the braking zone. And Everett Larson locks up the right front tire. That'll give up the time he needs to get a little bit loose off of turn 7. Ty McIntosh needs these guys to get out of the way of this number 10 truck. Listening in, riding with Ty McIntosh into the braking zone. You hear Ty McIntosh really easy back to the throttle there, trying to run down the guys in front of him. Easy on, easy off is what's going to be the topic here tonight with 3 laps to go. Ty McIntosh trying to work up through the guys in front of him on old tires who have somehow, some way, running on fumes. Ty Robertson's guys telling him to save some more fuel. You're 8 seconds in front of the guys. You hear Ty Robertson way off the gas right there through turn 5, trying his hardest not to put it down. Ty Robertson absolutely running on fumes here. Everett Larson, Mitchell Wilson still going at it. Mitchell Wilson has to give up the spot to Everett Larson again. Ty McIntosh screaming in the radio right now, get the hell out of the way. McIntosh has an opportunity, but it's getting ran away from him right now from the lap traffic guys. Ty Robertson will head off turn 7 and cross the line. We'll see 2 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, and Ty Robertson has officially been told by his team to flip to the conserved fuel tank inside of the race truck. Ty Robertson will flip the switch at some point during this lap inside of this race truck and switch over to the reservoir that has a few extra gallons of fuel. Will it be enough to get Ty Robertson to the end, who's yet to pit on a for sure green flag pit stop here tonight at Watkins Glen? Ty McIntosh working around the Wiltso Racer 46 machine of Mitchell Wilson. And Mitchell Wilson is giving this number 46 all she's had here tonight. Who'll have to finally concede the spot up there, battling hard for the race win here tonight. Heading through the bus stop. More lap traffic up ahead for Everett Larson. It's Dagan Barnes who gets tagged by Everett Larson and goes around. Holy shit, out of the exit of the bus stop into the carousel. Dagan Barnes hard on a headshot, hammer shot to the inside, safe for barrier. Larson tore up here late with 2 laps to go. Ty McIntosh finally gets clean track in front of him, but it's not the way that he anticipated it. Mitchell Wilson will take that right there. White flag is in the air, presented to you by AFLglobal.com. And it's in the air for Ty Robertson for the final time here tonight. Heading off the exit of turn 2, up the S's here. The number 9 truck has been absolutely badass fast here tonight. McIntosh trailing in the distance. Ty and Ty. It's going to be the battle here tonight, but he's not going to have enough. Ty Robertson running on fumes on the reserve here. Does he have enough Sunoco Racing fuel to get it all the way back around here, the Watkins Glen International Raceway? Ty McIntosh rolling in the distance through the bus stop now. The gap getting shorter. Down the 8.6 off the exit of turn 5. Ty Robertson heading down off turn 5 into turn 6 for the final time here tonight. Ty Robertson could coast it home from here. 8.7 seconds is the difference. Ty Robertson's going to do the impossible. From not pitting it all the way to victory lane. Ty Robertson wins it at Watkins Glen. What a race there for Ty Robertson. He'll win it at the Watkins Glen International Raceway. Ty McIntosh needed a couple more laps to get it done. Zach Evans and Aaron Evans side by side at the line. Give it to Zach Evans for 3rd, Aaron Evans 4th. Here comes Everett Larson, not happy with the way that he was just raced right there, trying to bring it all the way home. He's out of Sunoco Racing fuel. Can he get it across the line? Phil Bogdan will finish the race a lap down. Everett Larson will coast it across the line for a 5th place spot. Here comes Michael Durham Jr. Nicholas Maynard off the exit of turn 7 as well. He'll come across the line. He'll finish in the 7th place position here tonight. Nicholas Maynard, a solid top 10. Adam Peeler and Neil Rutt to 3rd, still battling it out hard for the 9th place spot off the exit of 7. Neil Rutt looking on the left, looking to the right, but it's not going to be enough. Adam Peeler will take the 8th place spot. Rutt will grab 9th. Trenton Johns will take the final top 10 spot. As Alan Hemmerbeck comes across the line at the 11th place position. Mitchell Wilson all the way from 3rd. He'll make a mistake here in the closing lap, and he'll go around. That'll cost him a significant amount of points. A heartbreaking closing lap here for Mitchell Wilson in the Midwest E Motorsports 46 machine. Had enough fuel to get to the end, but made a mistake. He'll finish 12th here tonight at Watkins. But it was Ty Robertson down here at the bottom of the hill from Coleman, Alabama, driving the Atlantic Cabinet Company number 9. He'll win the race here in Watkins Glen. He'll bring it all the way back to the front straightaway. Does he have enough gas for a burnout for the fans here? What a performance here tonight from Ty Robertson. Didn't pit it at all. All the way to victory lane. He'll bring it across the front straightaway. Ty Robertson using all the Sunoco Racing fuel left in this Atlantic Cabinet Company number 9 machine. You hear it stumbling. Out of gas. Ty Robertson had just that much left in him to get it done here tonight at the Watkins Glen International Raceway. We'll be back here in just a moment. Ty Robertson wins it here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll unstrap from that race car and climb from it. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, live at the Watkins Glen International Raceway. It has been one hell of a race here tonight, and it was one hell of a performance from Ty Robertson. We'll bring back up the overlays on your screen. Give it just a second to pull itself back up. We have a pit reporter down there on pit lane with the race winner here tonight, and Ty Robertson. Do you guys have a copy?
We're down here on the front stretch at the Watkins Glen International Speedway with tonight's race winner, the number 9 of Ty Robertson. Ty, kind of walk us through your race here tonight at the Watkins Glen. The first time we'll go without the competition caution. You'll find yourself in victory lane for the first time here in the Truck Series. Not 100% confident, but I'm almost certain that this is your 20th career win for the Madness Racing League. Walk us through just the race here tonight and strategy that went along with it.
Oh, yeah, first off, got to give a big shout to the team for bringing a fast truck as always. It feels nice to finally get one this season. I feel like we've had the fastest truck in a lot of races, and we haven't got the result to show for it. Honestly, I don't think tonight we even had the fastest truck. We were just able to make it on gas, not by much. We had enough for a tiny burnout. But if I didn't save that entire run, I was not making it on gas. I also got to give credit to the other Ty. He was really fast tonight. I think if we had to pit, he would have 100% beaten.
That's words from the race winner, Ty Robertson. He'll bring home the trophy here tonight at Watkins Glen International Speedway. Let's go down here to the second place finisher. The other Ty was a Ty for Ty show on the back half of the race, but Ty McIntyre, you said a burner lap on the pole and kind of ran away with it. Kind of walked us through where the race went sideways for the number 10 team.
I mean, I can't really say it went sideways, to be honest with you. We just didn't save fuel, and that was the strategy that I went with, was not saving, and I think we pulled probably about a 10-second lead and pitted, and Ty just did, and I was able to save, so props to him. That was a hell of a drive by him to be able to stay out there, but yeah, I mean, I don't really think the race went sideways. I think it just, Ty was able to save fuel and was able to get away from us, so. I mean, it's number 10 was fast all night. We sat on the pole, like you said, we left some laps, and I think we put a little SVG show on there for a little bit and had some fun getting to the field, but second place is nothing to be mad about.
That's the runner-up spot here tonight, the number 10 of Ty McIntyre. He'll bring home the second place spot. We'll scoot down to the third place finisher, M&D Motorsports, is number 6, Zach Evans. Zach, kind of walk us through your race here tonight at the Glen. Come from the back half of the pack there on the pit strategy. Walk us through it.
Yeah, I guess I kind of had been looking at the numbers when we were practicing and getting ready to race, and I knew the no stopper was a possibility, and I knew, frankly, I'm just not fast enough at these road courses to compete with guys on raw pace, the guys that were getting out front there and planning on stopping. So I kind of made up my mind early on that, I was just going to let them go, settled in wherever I could find a hole, and rode about against the other so most of the race, keeping an eye on that fuel number. And we got this 6 truck off to the end. Hate that, easy on the pick. I think I may have worked, but the pick save. And I can't complain about saving a couple of these many for us. Obviously, I mean, it's not for giving time practice, knowing that's the pace you got to take to race that way. I don't have that, so I'm kind of trying to do something else back because this. I can't believe I'm saying it. This is our first season. I feel like we've had at least every this season. Just something happens when we're either getting the strategy wrong or getting singled up in somebody else's pass or get driven through or whatever. So happy to come away with the third point on the roof. We're crying out loud. Yeah, we'll take that. Steve, fine. Everybody's the one to say. We'll try to put some time on this.
That's the number 6. Zach Evans will bring home the third place spot here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. We'll scoot down here to the number 4th place finisher, 91 of the machine of Aaron Evans. Kind of walk us through your race here tonight at Watkins Glen.
Well, started on the second row, just not right behind Ty enough. And we got right behind him. I mean, only 2 or 3 laps in, and he was in a course of his own. I had nothing to hold up to him. I'm glad I just finished 8 seconds behind him, honestly. But I mean, the tonight were fast as hell. I mean, big props to Ty and Mac. I was getting Zach a lot that last lap to complete that position, but I mean, it was a good race for a lot of people. I feel like as long as you kept the truck clean.
That's the number 91, the fourth place finisher here tonight, of Aaron Evans. He'll have a great point today at the Watkins Glen International Speedway. We'll scoot down here to the seventh place finisher, the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Nick, kind of walk us through your race here tonight at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, shocker is definitely the word that we'll use after a couple bad weeks. Definitely not a road course racer, but took advantage of the practice session that was held open earlier this week for the league and turned about 75, 80 laps or so, just trying to get this place figured out, and definitely paid off for us, surprisingly. But to get 30 laps out of it, my leg is fucking shot. So we'll see how things turn out 2 weeks from now. Can't wait to get to Chicagoland and rip the board. That's the 02 of Nicholas Maynard, and that'll do it for the driver introductions. Congratulations to Ty Robertson. He'll win it here tonight at Watkins Glen.
And we appreciate you guys throwing that back down here on the front stretch of the booth here. We will bring back the music here and kind of break down tonight's event. A awesome action-packed race here. We'll bring up tonight's results on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It was Ty Robertson doing the impossible there late and not pitting on what we for sure thought was going to be a one-stop race here tonight. Saved enough Sunoco Racing Fuel to go all 30 laps. Ty Robertson will win his first TNA Truck Series race of Season 4. Ty McIntosh and the Southern Speed Company machine from Asheville, North Carolina, ashfully had the speed here tonight to go to victory lane, but a little bit more laps, and I believe we might be seeing a different winner here tonight. Ty McIntosh put on a show for the fans in his Dodge Ram. Zach Evans continued on for MND Motorsports and bringing on the Dodge Ram. In the third place spot, a awesome pit call there for the Zach Evans machine. Classic act from a classic driver doing magical things. Aaron Evans, the Swamp Rabbit, brings home the fourth place position here tonight from Crawfordsville, Indiana, after slithering his way back up through the field after that green flag pit stop. Everett Larson, part-timer here tonight. Contact there with the lap traffic car. Dagan Barnes runs out of fuel coming across the line. He'll finish in the fifth place spot here tonight, followed by the Wild Child, Michael Durham Jr. from Burnside, Kentucky. He'll finish in the sixth place spot after a nice pit strategy call from the MTL Motorsports team. Nicholas Maynard will have a career best road course race here today from Wilford, South Carolina. The Team Penske Development Machine will move up 2 spots from where it started. He'll finish in the 7th place spot here tonight. Adam Peeler will bring home the 8th place position here tonight in the MND Motorsports number 27 machine. And he'll finish over the boss man, Neil Rutt III, driving the 66 Dodge Ram here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel tonight. Trenton Johns was sporty, quick, and fast and early, but things started to go south for the number 51 team. He'll finish in the 10th place spot here tonight. Alan Hammerbeck just back there battling hard, trying to get it to the checkered flag, and he'll see it. He'll finish tonight's event a little more than a minute off the pace, but on the lead lap is what matters most. Alan Hammerbeck will bring home the 11th place spot. Mitchell Wilson is going to go home tonight, cover up in the bed, throw the blanket over his head, and cry. What a terrible closing lap right there for Mitchell Wilson. He'll lose control of the Ford F-150 from 3rd place all the way down to 12th. Mitchell Wilson will finish here tonight. Dagan Barnes will finish in the 13th place spot after being involved in the accident there with Everett Larson in a spin out earlier tonight, but a decent day for the Midwest E Motorsports team. They'll go 12 and 13. A nice points collection day for the two. Phil Bogdan will bring home the 14th place spot here tonight, 11 laps down. Not the day that he was looking for. Come across the line there and finish the race. He'll see the checkered flag when it's all said and done, but Chase Johnson spun around there at some point portion here tonight. He retired the number 12 truck after that pit stop. And behind him, Corey Tester. We've seen go door to door with John Michael Bryant. Both of these drivers go around after contact with one another. If you're going to give, you got to take at the same time. And John Michael Bryant will bring home the 17th place spot. 18th belong to Michael Blonder Jr. and the 18th place spot for MTL Motorsports. Had a hell of a performance here tonight as his teammate finishes up in the 10th place spot in Trenton Johns. Tony Cook will bring home the 19th place spot with Brady Zeller, bringing home the BMW Racing number 18 in the 20th place spot. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it here tonight at the Watkins Glen International Raceway at the Watkins Glen New York Racetrack 7-turn road course. Put on a banger here tonight. We'll bring up the remaining schedule one more time, reminding you 2 weeks from now, we're headed to Chicagoland. Denton Homestead, baby, in Florida. It's going to be one hell of some upcoming races here in the 1.5 miles for the Truck Series. Who's going to find their way to victory lane? We got a couple hometown drivers headed over to the Kentucky Speedway, and don't get it twisted, Charlotte's going to put on one hell of a show. We'll see you tomorrow night for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.